All right, we are preparing for our characteristics of quadratics test, or as other teachers would call it, chapter 2. Don't forget, hit subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell. I'm up to 73. I'm kind of a big deal. Okay. I need a shirt that says that. Kind of an odd situation that we're in. We will be virtual for the next 3 days, but we'll still have our test. And if you are watching this and you're one of my students, you'll have a option to do it via paper or digital. Some people will do both. I don't know why, but some people do both. All right. So if we look at our equation for this lovely quadratic stuff in vertex form, we will, hopefully the pre-practice test yesterday kind of helped either people that have been here and were lost, people that weren't here. And if you're stealing oxygen, may the odds ever be in your favor. Okay. So got it color coded like this because this is the way we learn it in this class. All right. So we're going to have a y equals parenthesis x something right there and squared. So I want to cheat and digitally copy this. And eventually when we get to, one time in the world, we'll get to be here. All right. So shifted 2 to the left. That means I'm going to put in this will be a +2 because if we plug in a -2 to this, it changes it. All right. Down 1, -1. All right. Stretched 5. All right. Right 7. That means we're just going to put in a regular 7, so it's a minus. I know these are the weird ones. And then up 4. Reflected about the x-axis. Remember, this is the same thing as I would call flipped. Okay. So if you put a -1 or a negative right there is fine. Right 4. Up 9. And then we have this one just compressed. Okay. 0.75. Now, you could have done this. -0 +0. You could have wrote it like that, or if you needed to, if you wanted to, simplify it down, you could have just done this. Okay. Either one is fine. I will tell you on the digital version, it's going to look more on the purple than it does on the other one. Okay. Uh, just because I'm using that digital version as also something to replicate how you would see stuff answered on the ACT. Okay. Um, but it's a little bit different. Some of y'all are like, wow, these are a lot easier than some of the stuff we've done in class. Okay, that's good. I'll take that. Hopefully some of this is seeming almost boring by now. If the work is seeming boring, that's a good thing. That means that you're not being challenged because you know enough. You're not like having to stress out. Now, some of y'all are like, I just think school is boring. I totally understand. Okay, we're not entertainment directors on this cruise ship. Though I think this year's cruise ship would be called the Titanic. All right. So, any questions on part 1? Nope. Feeling a lot better about this stuff? Yeah, good. All right. Now, digitally, I'm not going to have the AH and K. All right. But it is what it is. All right. Our A is going to be 5. Our H is going to be -3. Our K is going to be 1. All right. And we know we can fill this in. I will tell you this Um, a lot of the stuff I do digitally, it's matching. So you'll have a choice that is the answer and one that's close if you made a mistake somewhere. So, kind of pay attention. All right, this has a 5, so we have a stretch of 5. Our H is negative, so this is left 3. Our 1 is positive, so this is up 1. Now, here we go, fill it in. Now, again, digitally, you have 2 choices. Okay, one of them's the answer, one of them's not the answer. All right. So, this is 1A. Well, 1A, 1 times 5, which is 5. So I'm going to add 5 to 1. I should get 6. All right. These two are 3A. Well, I wrote the answer in the problem. I was thinking ahead. All right. So I'm adding 15. This would be 21. Okay. Now, I would not want to have to graph that because 9 times out of 10, teachers give you a 10 by 10 grid because that's the easiest one to find. Yeah, those points are going to be way off there. All right. But if you can find the points, you can do whatever. Graphing on paper is, again, archaic right now. It's right there beside chiseling in stone tablets. Okay. To me, if you're graphing on paper without, some people have to do it on paper to understand the concept, or they doodle or planning stuff. But if it's like for the final thing, you might as well be graphing that thing with a quill and ink. Okay. All right. That's number 5. Number 6. All right. We have a negative here. So this means our A is -1. -7 and 9. All right. So right here, you could say flip or reflect because we've seen it both ways. You could try to put, if you're writing it, try to put on the x-axis or whatever. This is going to be left 7 and up 9. One A, 1 times -1, -1. So this would be 8. And then 3A. We should get 5 here. Okay. So, same process, just different numbers. And again, you'll have 2 questions like that. All right. Okie dokie. So, moving on. Whole other section. Okay, now we have A, B, and C. This is our standard form. Or A is the number in front of x squared, so this is 1. Our B is 8. C is 12. All right. This is the one time that when we find these numbers, we can't really add anything in here just yet. All right. Oh my gosh. I did it again, didn't I? This right here is not that right there. I thought I caught that yesterday. Jeez. Mr. Jeffries, get your life together. Cheese and crackers. All right. And I got to shrink that. Just enough. Okay. Almost. There we go. All right. Glad I caught that because we had a problem like that yesterday. Somebody said, I know have somebody called it out in this class and somebody called it out in fourth block. They're like, I got something different. I'm like, did you use what was written on the paper? They're like, yeah. I said, then you're good. That kind of threw them off. All right. So we will have negative 8 over 2 should be negative 4. All right. So now that we have the right equation right here, plug it in with our calculator. And again, we get negative 4. All right. Negative 3, negative 2, negative 5, negative 6. All right. 1a. Well, a is 1, so 1a will end up being 1. So this is negative 3. That's supposed to be purple. And 3a is 3. At 3, I get 0 and 0. All right. So, other than having the typo right there, that will be kind of probably a good thing about seeing this digitally. I probably won't because there's not a way for me to plug that in unless I totally change the problem. But y'all should know how to do that by now. Especially with it being virtual. I mean, you're going to have all your notes. If you're sitting at the kitchen table taking this on the computer tomorrow, your parents are going to be like, why do you have so many colored papers? It's because my math teacher's weird. And they're going to say, okay. Okay. All right. Number 8. Okay. So I fixed 8, but I didn't. just can't have nothing. All right. 1, negative 8, 15. So we get 8 over 2, which is just straight up 4. And all right. So 4 squared plus 8, 4, 15. All right. So if I have it in the calculator like this, I hit enter. Believe it or not, I get negative 1. Okay. Now, some of y'all are going to be super resourceful tomorrow, whether you're doing the paper version or the digital version, you're going to find something that could probably tell you everything, all this stuff all at once. Good for you. All right, -1. All right, this is 1A, so I'm adding 1, 0 and 0. Okay, this is 3A, A is 1, so I'm adding 3, 3, and 3. All right. Now, what I could do is I could change this problem. No, that would be bad. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. All right. So we're good with number 8. All right. And I'll have these completed notes uploaded to Schoology as soon as we get done. All right. This awesome modeling question. Mr. Jeffries measures the amount of students that were actively engaged with the lesson over time. Did anybody read that? And did anybody actually read the question, or did y'all just go straight to the chart? If you went straight to the chart, that's fine because that's how I taught y'all. But that's kind of a joke because you notice that as the longer we go, the less amount of people that we have engaged, which is usually true. Okay. All right. Here's my repeating numbers. Here's my H. Here's my K. To find my A, I go from K to the right. So how did I go from 25 to 20? Minus 5. Now, a lot of people yesterday, they said, this is actually, I'm getting this very quick. And I was like, good. It's kind of the point. Hopefully I have stuff set up for y'all to be successful. All right. Good. Number 9. All right. Number 10, we have a graph that looks like to be at 0, 4. So that's my H. That's my K. All right. My A is kind of like slope. I went over 1, down 1. So my A would be -1. Or if you think about it, the Y's, if this is 4, my next Y value is 3. Again, down 1. Now for these, I'll probably leave the digital answer choices for this as is. I'd probably would have like a 0 or something. Hang on one second. I got a phone call. Thank you for calling Mr. Jeffers' room. Hey. Okay, okay, thank you. All right. Don't know what that was all about, but oh well. So, again, I'll probably leave it like this. Okay. All right. Number 11. There's my repeating. H. K. All right. So, this one's a little weird because this time we're going down. How did I get from 1 to 4? Yeah, +3. was supposed to be in red. All right, K value to the next one. We could have went up, we could have went down. It would have been the same thing. All right. So 3 goes here, 1 goes here, and +1 goes here. All right. Hopefully the only struggle this morning was actually being awake, which I think all of us could use like about a 16-hour nap. My luck, I would go to sleep for 16 hours. I'd still be tired when I wake up. My body hates me. All right. We go with 10 and 11. Okay. Number 12. Where do they start repeating? Right here. That's my H. This is my K. It's a weird looking K. And to get from 9 to 8, I subtract 1. All right. These could possibly be true or false questions. That would be pretty fun. Yeah. Of course. All right. So that was number 12. And number 13. There's my repeating H, K. To get to 54 to 48, I subtract 6. All right. So that's kind of it. Hopefully, for those that were awake and functioning, uh, you know, you got this nailed. Remember, you can go back and watch this video if needed. Shout out to all 73 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell. That's what everybody I see on YouTube says. If you ever haven't subscribed yet, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit the bell. Of course, that's their job. But I think it's funny that I do it. Good stuff, good things. Roll Tide.